What if Dogman was a mutant zombie? That's exactly what I figured out with this poster, and while I was at it, I did the same thing to a Christmas movie. Let's start with Dogman. The original poster is way too saturated, friendly, and very safe. So the first thing I did was remove all the unnecessary text and separate the logo so I could focus entirely on the character. Then I wiped most of his face and used generative fill, but it didn't really do what I wanted it to do, so I ended up fixing everything manually until I basically had a blank face to work with. My idea for this one was to turn Dogman into a zombie mutant version of himself, so I shifted his skin towards this sick green tone and removed the original ears completely. At this point, I started sketching directly on top of him. Not a clean sketch, just rough shapes. Where the eyes should sit, how the mouth should curve, and where the wrinkles should live. Now, the original mouth was way too friendly, so I carved out the shape, added depth, and dropped in much more aggressive eyes. Once I started painting shadows and wrinkle lines around them, it already looked uncomfortable, which was the goal. Then I added an ear, blended in with his head, and then I damaged the ears, removed chunks, color matched everything back, and added exposed flesh underneath the skin. At first it looked a little flat, so I warped the flesh and painted in shadow so it actually felt layered, and this is where I messed up. I forgot to put the recording back on, so here's an update. He has teeth now. After his teeth were in place, I started adding shadows to them, which really made them come to life. I felt like the wound on his face was missing something besides, well, obviously skin, so I added blood, warped it into position so it follows the shape of his face, and desaturated the blood to make it look old. Then I ripped open the shirt and built a deformed arm underneath it. I tried using a claw image at first, but it kind of felt off, so I only used its shape and used it as a reference and painted the claw myself. I added a tongue, adjusted saturation, and finished everything off with highlights and a camera raw filter. And that's the final Dogman poster. Like this video if you don't want a zombie mutant dog to eat you tonight. Thank you. Alright, let's move on. The second poster is That Christmas, and honestly, the horror idea was already there. In the original poster, Santa is hanging upside down by his feet, so I flipped the logic. Instead of hanging by his feet, he's hanging by his neck. Once I rotated him, a lot broke, not only his neck. For example, the cable didn't reach anymore, so I extended it manually. The arms didn't make sense, so I had to remove them and rebuild both arms from a separate Santa image. Also, in the original poster, he doesn't have his hat on, so I'll just be very kind to him and give him that. To sell the choke in, I painted purple tones over his face and used the gradient so it's strongest near the neck and fades upward, like it's still happening. I added blood to the eyes, but you would think that strangling Santa is bad, but what about these damn people in the background? One is just drinking coffee, kids are throwing snowballs at him, someone is literally cheering. Meanwhile, Santa is dying. At first I thought it was done, but then I added a knife to the eye. I blended in a stab wound using luminosity, added shadows from the blade, and let the blood stream down his face and body. Finally, I changed the title from That Christmas to Dead Christmas. I let the blood on the roof tie everything together. After a final camera raw filter, this one was done. And that's both posters. Let me know in the comments which one you think is more disturbing, and if you want to see me push this even further, you might want to watch this video next.